What an absolutely embarrassing output by the offense. What an absolute embarrassment. The defense pretty much playing prevent up to with 2 minutes to play. Let's discuss it all.
You are Locked On Cardinals, your daily Arizona Cardinals podcast. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Welcome in. Instant reaction, Locked On Cardinals. There have been better ones than what the hell we just witnessed. What in the wide world of everything terrible was that offensive display today? What in the wide world of terrible was that offensive output? I mean, here's the thing. What the hell was that? I'm not even talking about Marvin Harrison Jr. mailing it in until the second half. I'm not even talking about the ineptitude and anemia that was infused throughout the majority of the game on offense. Compounded by the fact that James Conner's probably gone for the year, and you feel terrible for him. It was one of those injuries where they didn't show a replay. On top of the fact that the defensive front of the 49ers was hurt. Nick Bosa was lost early in this game. On top of the fact that Kyler Murray didn't look terrible for good chunks of this game. He's very efficient. There was more good than bad from Kyler Murray today. But the absolute terrible situation the Cardinals are in right now is not something that needs to be understated at all, even though it's week 3. The questions are going to start very quickly. And you know, Locked On Cardinals, my everydayers, you know that we talk about things a month before they happen. We're going to be talking about things probably just a week before they happen, because if this is the output the Cardinals put up against Seattle next week, they're going to lose by 30. And that is not me speaking in platitudes. That is not me being hyperbolic. That is not me being anything other than completely rational with my 2 feet on the ground. Even though the Cardinals didn't do anything to the offense this offseason, there is by far enough firepower to be able to make this offense look capable of playing at an NFL level against a hobbled defense, even though it's on the road, even though it's a division opponent. I've talked about this after week 1. I talked about this after week 2. And damn it, we're talking about it now. The Cardinals had an opportunity with a few minutes to go to get 2 first downs and end the game in victory formation, and they couldn't get it done again. And the one today was the least of all offensive because it was a good ball by Kyler Murray. It was a better defensive play than anything else. Zay Jones had 2 hands on the ball. It was exactly where you wanted to be, and they just didn't get there. But I'm going to start this postcast with the end. I'm going to Quentin Tarantino it. This is so much more serious than just a bad loss on the road. This is so much more serious than a bad loss on the road. Because I'll tell you what, no Paris Johnson Jr. today, no problem for the most part. Kelvin Beachum played very well outside of 2 penalties at left tackle. The offensive line played well. The secondary played well without Will Johnson and without Garrett Williams. And the defensive front already stopped once this game inside the 10-yard line. They stoned him on 4th down, 4th and goal. This is 100% on the offense. This is 100% on Kyler Murray and Drew Petzing. And, say there was more than 100%. This is like 20% just on Nick Rallis with the prevent defense in the last series. That was the easiest march down the field where you just got to get a stop that I've seen in quite some time. And listen, I'm already having conversations with friends, texting people, things like that. They're like, Kyler Murray played really well today. Kyler Murray played well today. I'm going to do my full rundown, numbers, everything on Monday morning. Not recording it today because I will throw my computer. Kyler Murray and Drew Petzing collectively cannot get it done on the series they need to get it done. I'm seeing in the chat this loss is on the defense. Like, stop trying to blame Kyler. Listen, Kyler Murray played well today. When you needed him, he wasn't there. That's just the truth. That is a factual thing. The only way the Cardinals scored a touchdown to Trey McBride was a large chunk pass interference call. The defense played lights out today. What do you want them to do? They gave up 16 points, and 3 of them were at the end of the game. Give them 1 touchdown. This defense played so well today. Down their top 2 corners, or top corner and a half. So if we're going to do a blame pie thing, let's not look at the defense first, okay? Let's just not do that today. It's not 100% on the offense, but if you're going to pick a side that didn't show up today, there's no world where you're picking the defense. There's no world. Now, there were some positives, okay? And I know it's hard to see the forest through the trees right now. I get it. Me too. There were a couple positives. I'm going to discuss them on the other side of a quick break, and then I'll do my full breakdown on Monday on Locked On Cardinals. Immediately following today, though, 20 minutes from now, before 5 o'clock Arizona time, we're doing the full Cardinals live squad show. Myself, Jamil Douglas, Ben Garcia, full hour. We'll be rolling it on. Stick and stay. Be right back to talk a couple positives next. This episode of, this instant reaction show is brought to you by PrizePicks. The daily fantasy app where making the right play can actually pay off. You and I make decisions every day, man, but on PrizePicks, being right means cashing in. With football back, PrizePicks is the simplest and fastest way to get in on the action. Just pick more or less on 2 to 6 player projections, and you could turn your takes into real prizes, all in less than 60 seconds. Download the PrizePicks app today. Use code LOCKEDONNFL to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code LOCKEDONNFL for $50 in lineups after your first $5 play. PrizePicks. It's good to be right. All right, man. Thanks for hanging out, everybody. I'm reading through the comments here. Like, we're split. Everybody's split. Should be the defense, should be the offense. It's Marv. Like, let me talk about Marv here really quickly. I'm going to do a full segment on this on Monday, but it's not just one player that allowed the Cardinals to only score 15 points today. We are going to be having very serious conversations about Drew Petzing and Kyler Murray starting at the end of week 4, where the Cardinals have a much better chance of losing than winning if this is what they're going to put out there. If this is what they're going to put out there, the Cardinals are not going to win many games this year. I'm not saying that last part is going to happen. I'm not saying that this offense is what we're going to see moving forward. I know with San Francisco, I know it's on the road. I know they know this team well. I know all of it. I know Robert Saleh has had Kyler Murray's number. I get it all. The Arizona Cardinals offense is not good enough right now for them to compete, to win, to make the playoffs, let alone win 10 games. It's just not. There are a couple of things that were positive from today. Okay? Couple. The offensive line looked excellent. I know that there was some bull rushing on third downs that forced batted down balls from Kyler Murray. The offensive line looked excellent today. This was probably their best performance of the year. All things considered, if you're going to weigh it, the defensive front, this is the best defensive front they've seen, even though Nick Bosa was out for the majority of the game. But comparing New Orleans and Carolina to this one, the Cardinals' offensive line was excellent. Trey Benson looks like a guy who can be a guy. And he's going to have to be, because Amari DeMarcado dropped a touchdown pass. And I think at this point, if you're going to roll out Zonovan Knight, cool. But I think this has become a one running back backfield. And Trey Benson has showed enough to where you give him the reins and you say, go get him, young man. That is a massive positive. The Arizona Cardinals, as an organization, have always lost this game. So when you're looking at like, oh, well, this is new, I feel duped right now. I've been in sports media for 15 years. This is my 9th season hosting this show. I feel duped that we're looking at 2-1 right now for this team. And the offense looked completely anemic. Kyler Murray's never been numbers for him. Sure, you have those massive games where he has 4 total touchdowns, 300 all-purpose yards. It's like you're surprised when he gets to 200 yards passing. The last positive that I will say, and then we're going to jump on the Cardinal Squad show here in less than 15 minutes. Potentially the best play call we've ever seen from Drew Petzing was that fake handoff, Kyler Murray bootleg run on first down on that last drive where it ended in the Zay Jones incompletion. That was exactly what you want this offense to evolve into. Nobody saw that coming. Then the 2nd and 9 run up the gut wasn't fantastic. But that fake to the bootleg Kyler Murray quarterback keep it was incredible. The problem is the Cardinals had the opportunity again to get a couple first downs, force the opposing team to use timeouts, and end this game in victory formation, and they were unable to do it for a 3rd week in a row, and pretty much in memory of the last handful of seasons. When was the last time the Cardinals ended a game in victory formation? Was it before their bye week last year? And listen, I'm seeing a lot of ifs. I get it. I'm seeing a lot of ifs. If this happened, if this happened, if this happened. Yeah. That's the entire world of sport is centralized around ifs. The ifs are the teams that lose. The actually executed are the teams that win. Ifs are an excuse. Doing it is how you win. And the Cardinals are full of a lot more ifs on offense now than actually doing it. I understand we need to have a conversation about Marvin Harrison Jr. I understand that Kyler Murray played better than just what the last drive indicated today. I also know that if you're going to be a top 12 quarterback in this league, you go win this game. No ifs, ands, or buts. That's it. You go do it. You think drop passes are like a new thing? You think injuries are like a new thing? The Arizona Cardinals don't have any excuse for why they lost today. They were their own worst enemy. The defense played well. Prevent defense last drive was terrible. But up until then, played well. The offense couldn't put in the ball in the hoop. The only touchdown they scored was because they were gifted a 1st and goal from the 1. I'm not saying the world is ending. I'm not saying the sky is falling. But what I am saying is the offense hasn't looked good at all this year. And they're hanging the defense out to dry. The only time the Cardinals offense looked good this year, last 2 drives of the 2nd quarter and the first drive of the 3rd against Carolina. And maybe that's a better win than you think after what they did to Atlanta today. With James Conner out, you hope for a speedy recovery, obviously. With James Conner out, the ball's going to be in Kyler Murray's hands even more, throwing the ball. And if this is the offense, the pass offense that they put out next week, they're going to lose by 30. And then we're going to have even more conversations of, do you fire somebody mid-season? Not yet. It's on the mantle. We'll see. Locked On Cardinals, your team every day. Everybody, thanks for hanging out. Numbers are going up every day or every post-game show. You know what I say at the end of every show, Monday through Friday. Without you, there is no me. Cardinal Squad Show immediately following in less than 5 minutes. All you'll have to do is just refresh this damn page and check it out. Thanks to everybody for hanging out. I will see you on the Cardinal Squad Show in less than 10. We'll talk to you then.